Alright, so this is going to be another movie review. This one's called Angels in the Outfield. Everybody knows the shitty Disney version. This is the much higher quality 1951 original. It's got an amazing array of people in it, such as Janet Leigh. Of course, she was in Psycho, the famous shower scene. And there's also Ellen Corby, Barbara Billingsley, there's Bing Crosby, Joe DiMaggio, Cobb, just to name 4 or 5, 6 people who make cameos in this. Just a little background. When I was a kid, growing up, my stepdad got me addicted to Giants baseball. We had season tickets, and we would go to Candlestick Park every Sunday. Guys like Vida Blue, Jack Clark, John Montefusco, those were my boyhood heroes at the time during the late 70s. Right around 1980, I guess, when I was about 10 years old. And I played Little League. I wasn't very good. I actually played baseball at Skyline College in 1989, I believe, summer of '89. So yeah, I was hooked to baseball. I love collecting baseball cards. My stepdad was even more of a baseball card collector. He was a farmer's agent, so he collected a ton of baseball cards that ended up in collecting dust in the garage when he died. Same with my cards. I didn't really care what happened to them. I ended up throwing them in the garbage back in 2008. I still have some baseball cards in my closet. They're like ice cream cartons with baseball players on them. People like Mike Schmidt, George Brett, those kind of people. So getting back to the movie, the Disney version sucks. Disney tried to remake this movie 40 years later, and it's more popular than the original, but the quality is much to be desired, I guess you could say. The plot is kind of similar, but instead of boys seeing angels, it's a little orphan girl, and she's a lot better actress than those boys in the remake. Just the way they talk to each other and their reactions are quite funny. I guess you have to have a 1950 sense of humor to enjoy this movie. So if you're into oldies, I encourage you to check it out. It's got a religious feel to it, and I'm not a religious person, but I still enjoyed this movie. And it's got nuns in it. I don't know if the remake had nuns, but Ellen Corby plays a nun. She's in a lot of good DVDs that I've seen. I can't remember what else she was in. Barbara Billingsley from Leave It to Beaver plays some kind of hat clerk or something. You see her for about 5 seconds, and Janet Leigh is just a knockout. I mean, what an amazing actress. She's great in this movie. You got to see her. There's also Paul Douglas. He plays a sort of rough manager of the Pittsburgh Pirates. I guess Bing Crosby on the Pittsburgh Pirates. That's what the Netflix. That's what it says on Netflix. I didn't know that. So Bing Crosby was a famous singer, golfer, owner of the Pirates. I guess he was a little bit of everything in 1951. Cobb was the greatest baseball player of all time, in my opinion. I mean, you just look at his statistics. Granted, the pitching was not as good as it is today, but when he was playing ball, nobody could match his statistics. Not even Barry Bonds on steroids. So Yeah, he could do everything. He could steal bases, hit. He was just all around greatest player. So yeah, it was cool to see him in this one. People said that he was a racist and he used to do dirty tricks, but so it's kind of interesting that he would be in this movie. I don't know, maybe he was trying to seek redemption too after getting such a bad reputation. But anyway, great movie. I encourage you to check it out if you're into oldies. This movie is quite funny. I'd like to sit and watch it with my mom. She'd probably enjoy it. She's into these kind of movies, so. And we used to go to baseball games together with my mom's to watch the Giants. Like I said, when the Giants won the World Series a few years back, I didn't really care. I guess it was 2009 or 2010. I don't even friggin' remember. But yeah, Willie Brown and all the politicians were happy, so good for them. I saw Willie Brown walking down the street one day in San Francisco, and I should have stopped him and asked him what all that crap was when he was told that he shouldn't fly on 9/11. But I'm sure he's been asked that question many times. He loves to wear these super expensive $2,000 suits, and he dresses like some dude from the 40s. That's about the only thing I like about Willie Brown. I'm glad that he got term limited out of office, actually. Now he can do less harm to California, I guess. So anyway, that's one good thing about term limits. I'm going off topic on politics, but it just reminded me of San Francisco Giants. Actually, at the end, the Pirates play the New York Giants for the pennant, and of course the Pirates win 2-1 without help from the Angels. So if I was a Giants fan, I wouldn't like this movie because the New York Giants lost. But at the end, I guess for Giants fans, they talk about Christy Mathewson and some of these other guys who play for the New York Giants, John McGraw. So I guess these old time players from the turn of the century or whatever were the Angels on the ball field, Christy Mathewson, John McGraw. And it's kind of ironic because they're all New York Giants for the most part. So cool, a little baseball trivia there for you, as much as I know. I used to be a big time baseball fanatic, but then I married a Chinese woman and stopped playing fantasy baseball and stopped following the Giants. Stopped watching baseball on TV. Actually, baseball can be quite boring when you watch it on TV. I used to find myself falling asleep on the couch when I was watching baseball. So that's a valid criticism. You're just watching a bunch of guys on a field stand around. It's not too exciting. So yeah, now instead of watching baseball, I'm watching Netflix, and this is a great movie. Check it out later.